It's Wednesday, so let's head to the new zoo.
Neil Anderson joins us live from Swamico. Hi, Neil.
Hey, good morning. Well, we're still here with Matilda, and what we're doing today is we're looking at tranquilizing her, and then we're going to read her TB test. She had a TB test done, very similar to us. You know, it's underneath the skin, but on a moose or a deer, what you do is you shave the neck down a little bit, and then you'll go ahead and inject that under the skin. It's very similar to us. Now, what will happen is today, then, once we do knock her down, is then Doc will read that. And what we've had in the past is because, you know, there's TB is a mycobacterium, and there's a couple different types of TB, you know, or a false, what we get a lot of times out here is a false positive, and then we have to have the state vet come out, and that's nothing unusual. Usually with all our moose we do, and it just shows they've been exposed to an avian TB, which is fine for these guys, but it just reacts with the TB, that the injection that she had. So then they have to further do another test, and then we have to go ahead and work that in. But we're in the process right now of trying to knock her down, and one of the things that we had earlier, we tried to tranquilize her a couple times, and we haven't had a lot of success, so we're going to end up using is a pole injection system, and I'll be up top. We'll shift her through, and I'll try to inject her that way. But you can see here's the darts that we've been using in it, and they're propelled with a CO2 cartridge, but they're pressurized. And then you'll see there's a little, like a silicone slide that goes over, and there's two holes here on the end of the needle. And what happens is as soon as it hits, this slides back on the animal, and this penetrates, and then you'll get the tranquilizing agent will come out, will spray out on both sides. But what I think what we're seeing right now is because of the size of this dart, and what we need is that the pressurized is pushing and actually pushing out of Matilda right now. So we're not being able to get as much as we'd like to get into her right now. So what we're going to try to do is just a different method. Now, the one thing that we can't do, you can see the size of her. She's probably, I'm thinking close to 700 pounds. And to go in with an animal like this, it could be very dangerous still. You can see the size of her hooves, but they're razor sharp, and the one thing they would try to do is kind of flail those out at you. So we've got a couple different things that we can go ahead and do here, and we'll continue to go ahead and work, and we'll get her down, and we'll check that out, and hopefully we don't have a false positive, because then that sets us back about a week to get her on exhibit.
Well, she's looking at you like, don't you even try to mess with me.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you this, you know, because anytime you're looking at time with animals, you got to remember you're on animal time. Yeah. See, when all these procedures, you just got to kind of keep rolling with it and roll with the flow with these guys, and when it all works out, it all works out. But a lot of times we like to have things on certain times, and I always remind the staff, hey, we're on their time.
So is she still growing? Will she get bigger than 700 pounds?
Yes, she will. She'll get up to, probably about 1,000 pounds. And she'll be a year old on the 21st of this month. Ah. So she's, she's just a young little one. And she came from, the thing is she came, you know, from a zoo that was a TB, they had a TB-free herd and a CWD-free herd. You know, those are all things that you got to take into account when you're moving animals from one state to another as well.
All right, Neil, thanks so much. We'll check back with you next hour.
Hey, sounds good.
See you, Neil.